Alright gang, welcome back to our Triple Threat Challenge here on Zabby. It is still April. We've got a few things we need to kind of clean up here in April and get ourselves prepped for May, which is really when we're going to be putting in the millet, I believe is what it is, right? Millet? Yeah, millet. First and foremost, we finished kind of mowing up the green... Ooh, actually, I don't have that set up properly, do I? Okay. Can we please turn on the auto load again, please? Hold on a second, and I'll continue my intro here in just a minute. There we go. So, you know, we've got to pick up all the rest of these grass bales here off this field, and then we really need to get the field plowed up, then put some lime down, and kind of get it prepped into a position for next month when we can actually go ahead and put in the millet, along with the most recent field we purchased, which is far, 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 far down there in the distance. Now, a lot of you mentioned that I should just go ahead and let the greenhouse run. I get that point as well. I'm going to do that, but we're going to wait probably a handful of episodes here or so before we do that. Again, I've mentioned it before. I'll mention it again here briefly. I don't want the series to progress too quickly, and I feel like with that greenhouse, it right now, at least in the current setup that we're in, it will progress too quickly. So I'm going to give it a little bit more time, and then we'll turn it back on and go from there. But I do think it's just going to progress a little bit too quickly for my liking. So for now, it'll just kind of stay in a stagnant or a dormant state, and then eventually we'll make the change again and turn it back on. But for now, we're just going to leave it off. Just gives us the opportunity to try to, you know, get a few other things done without actually making all the money that's going to make us when it comes time to sell the peas or whatever we end up continuing to produce from that greenhouse, right? So definitely not going to go away. It's not going to be removed, but it is just going to be in a dormant state for a little bit longer, and then we'll turn it back on at that point. How's everyone doing today? Hope you're all doing well. Things are good, man. Things are good. I've mentioned a couple of times that I've got, you know, some different ideas on the brain for the next series that is going to, well, in essence, it'll replace the competitive one-tile challenge that recently concluded. That series likely will not start until somewhere in mid-July-ish. Maybe I'll change my mind. Maybe it starts a little earlier than that, but my initial goal right now is somewhere in mid-July. So I'm trying to figure out exactly what I want to do. You know, I've got lots of ideas on the table here, so we'll see what I decide to go with. I think in the last episode I asked for your input. I am recording this one, full transparency. I'm recording this one before the last one was released to the public. My members have already seen it because they get early access to videos as a perk for you know, supporting the channel. So we will see what comes of the last request from the last episode and what your thoughts are, and if you had any specific ideas that you would like to see. I left it at, really, there was like 3 or 4 ideas that I kind of brought up. One was continuing Z's story, which is going to happen sooner than later. Doing a campaign type of playthrough like we did in FS22. Maybe going back to another vintage survival series, or just a vintage survival series of any sort. Not really specifically a challenge, but just a survival type of series, or just a vintage series for that matter. Or maybe something completely different. Now, where do I want to put these? I don't really think I want to put them over there with the grass, and since we're probably not going to put... Well, now that I say that, are we going to put a shed in soon? I mean, I feel like soon enough we will be getting another shed down. It's starting to get time where we probably need another shed. We're getting enough equipment now where that shed over there is kind of full, so it might be in our best interest to start considering at least some kind of a shed here soon. I'm going to try to get this a little bit closer here. I know this is going to look a little weird for a minute, but bear with me. I'm just going to try to get it closer to the chicken coop here. All right, there we go. But yeah, hopefully you're all doing well, staying safe, all that good stuff. Things are as good as they can be, all things considered. You know, minus all the things that we always kind of talk about, you know, just work. Work sucks. It is what it is. We all have to work, though. There's nothing we can do about it. All right, let's drop that off there. Okay, so that is done. So we do have 3 contracts now that we can also do today, besides just, you know, prepping this field over here. But what we're going to do first and foremost is prep the field, and then we'll look at the contracts after that. I'm hopeful that there'll be some more contracts out there for us as the day goes on. Normally, I'm using air quotes that you cannot see, but normally this map opens up more contracts. For whatever reason, earlier on, there's not as many. So it normally has happens somewhere between 10 and 11 o'clock, and we're about to hit 11 o'clock right now. So hopefully, you know, that will all change by then. We do need some gas in this tractor. I'm going to go ahead and buy some gas just from our buying silo here, or our buying, I don't know what you would, it's not really a silo, what would you call it? Our stand on the side of the road, I guess. It's not too expensive. We probably need to do some service as well, but the service can wait for a little bit longer, so we'll do that later on. Things are going really well in this series, man. I'm really, really happy with how this series is turning out. Things are going really well, as a matter of fact. I still haven't had the chance, to, unfortunately, to watch anybody who is partaking in this challenge since I've been back from my vacation there, so from my trip, I guess is what I should really say, up north with my wife's family at a cabin that they had, and then over to my friend's house in Wisconsin. So I haven't really had enough time to catch up. I've just been trying to catch up on, you know, videos and editing and things like that, and then work, of course, being gone that long has just been abysmal. You know, I'm not here to try to complain about that, but it is a matter of fact, right? I only have so much time in the day, so it's been hard for me to be able to catch up on some of the videos that I've missed here for the last couple of weeks, but I'm hoping this weekend will be the case. Now, this actually, I think, will be released on Saturday, this episode, so it'll be the weekend that you're watching this. I'm hoping I'll be able to catch up on everyone's videos and at least see how they're doing, so... Similar situation to the island preservation as well, right? I need to catch up on that. One thing I have not done yet, full transparency, and I plan to probably do here in the next paycheck, my actual work paycheck, not YouTube paycheck, is to probably buy the most recent DLC that came out here on Farming Simulator 25. It was that mowing one, and I think it included the wild pigs or the hogs, the boars. I haven't bought that yet, full transparency. I have not bought that yet. I think I'm going to, though. As far as including them, I don't know if I'll include them in this series or not. I might push to include them in the Island Preservation series. I think that is... just from a realistic standpoint, is a more realistic period or place where you would see those wild boars or pigs or whatever you want to call them. Here, while this is certainly a very, you know, farmland map, there is more of a city. So I'm not saying you wouldn't have them. You probably would, but it wouldn't be the level that an island like that would have, in my opinion, right? So I think... when I do buy that DLC, which I said is likely coming here in the net, well, at the time of this recording, it'll probably be 3 or 4 days from now when I get paid from work, from actual work. I'll probably be buying that, and then we'll incorporate those into the island preservation at that point. Other quick news, I've talked about this briefly before, and I'm not going to linger on it because I've talked about it at depth here recently, but... also be buying another shirt here at the end of the month with the next paycheck for the shop that I'm going to be opening up here. Hopefully that'll be opening somewhere in mid-July, somewhere around the same time period as when the new series starts, which I'm very, very excited about this. I really, really am. Don't feel obligated, like you have to buy anything like that. I've said that before. Don't feel obligated, but I am very, very excited about it. I'm really happy with how the first shirt that I purchased turned out. I said I just wanted to make a few minor tweaks. I've made those tweaks. It's just a matter of me buying the shirt again just to verify that those tweaks didn't cause any other... it shouldn't, but didn't cause any other mayhem. And then as long as everything's kosher, that site will be live. Couple of minor things I need to do is just kind of modify the way that the feel, the look of the actual shop itself. I want it to look a little bit better than it currently does. but that is just minor stuff. It won't take me too long to do that. That's just some color matching and things like that, and making it look neat. So that I'll be focused on this weekend as well. When you're watching this, I'll be focused on doing that as well. We actually have absolutely nothing planned this weekend. Last weekend we thought we weren't going to have anything planned because last weekend was the first weekend we were back from the trip, and then we both kind of completely forgot that we had made plans once again with her family to do some stuff. We took our nieces specifically to a local amusement park, theme park, whatever you want to call it. We took them there for most of the day, so we weren't anticipating doing that. We kind of forgot about that. And then the following day, we had plans with friends of mine for kind of a watch party a little bit for some soccer games and just hanging out and things like that we also forgot about. So, you know, life, like I said many times in the past, it gets in the way sometimes. So you think you're going to be good, and then you completely forget about stuff. And my wife is more inclined to just decline things and say, nope, can't go. I'm probably the opposite of that. I don't really like doing that. So if I've said that I'm going to do something, I normally, even if I decide I don't really necessarily want to do it, I at least make an appearance for a little while. I don't like to be rude in that instance. My wife, I don't think really has any issues doing that at all. She has no problem backing out of plans, but I've never been one of those. And normally, to be fair, whenever, even if I don't want to go and do something, and once I actually go and get there and start doing whatever the project, item, task, whatever is, I normally enjoy it, and that was the case here too. So it is what it is, right? It happens, right? Life happens. Let's see, what else? The Can You Survive 25 series, the Zilonka series, around the same period of time when this new series is populated onto the channel, we'll be taking a bit of a break from the Can You Survive 25 series. Not anywhere near the long of a break as the first time, not a reboot, nothing like that. It's just, it's going to be left off exactly where it was. We're just going to take a month or two off on doing any episodes there. Reason for that is it's going to allow me to get a few more episodes kind of pumped out for this new series, whatever it may end up being. And get a bit more of a foothold there into that, along with, this series and the Island Preservation series. Now, the Island Preservation series, realistically, it is going to be a very, very long series, in my opinion. Likely the longest on the channel. I think I might have mentioned something about that briefly in, well, what would be yesterday's episode of the Island Preservation, but I think it's going to be a long one. I think we're going to hit triple digits on that as far as episode numbers go. I think we're already on episode 30 on that series, and really, we really haven't. I mean, we've definitely made progress, but we haven't made major progress, right? So I think we're going to hit triple digits in that series. So that's going to be a long series. This one, probably not as long as that, but I still think we're going to hit 60 to 70 episodes on this series, I think, personally. So, in other words, what I'm trying to get at is it'll be good for us to kind of take a bit of a break on the Can You Survive 25 series. So that way I don't have 4 series running. I still only have 3 series running with this new one that we're going to start, and gives us more opportunity to be able to get more of these kind of chewed through, more solidified of the new series as well. Get a little more concrete onto the channel, and then kind of bring back the Can You Survive at that point from there. And really what I'm kind of hoping that I can do with the Can You Survive 25 series is get it to a point where when we come back, we're ready to kind of at least partially begin Farm 3. As you know on that series, and if you don't, everything's in the description, as I always mention. That series, the main goal there, it's going to be a series that runs for the entirety until the next Farming Simulator game comes out, right? So very, very long. I don't know where we're going here, but whatever. So a very, very long series, but you have to have 3 farms, and all 3 of those farms have to be self-sufficient. In other words, I cannot use one tractor from Farm 1 and use it on Farm 2, or a tractor for Farm 2 on Farm 3, etc., right? So my hope is when we take this break, we're at a point where we're kind of ready to start working towards beginning Farm 3. Doesn't necessarily mean that it has to be up and running the first episode we bring it back, but at least have, enough funds kind of saved up. We have enough where we feel justified that we could go ahead and begin working towards starting Farm 3. Now, Farm 2, there's still plenty of fields that we have not purchased. I mean, tons and tons and tons of fields we have not purchased. And we'll get to those. We will. We'll get those fields purchased. It's not a there's no way around that. We're definitely going to get them purchased, but you know, just to start Farm 3 and get that going, that way we have 3 farms all actively operating, I think is a good approach as we move forward for that series. So that's what my hope is for that one. We'll see if we actually get to that point and it comes to fruition like I'm hoping. If it doesn't and we take a break and there's still a little bit more work to do before we start Farm 3, then so be it. But that's what my goal is. My milestone there is to hope that when we do take a break there, that we're in the process and kind of ready to begin buying the stuff, buying the land, buying the things we need for Farm 3. So there's a lot to do on Farm 2 still to really get us to that point. We're just now in the process of moving our yard to its main new location. It's going to be the location for the remainder of the series type of thing. But we still got a long ways to go, right? So I'm also probably going to be adding, you know, another episode of the Survivor 25 series into the mix in the week. Instead of it just being once a week, it might start to be twice a week here and there for a little while until we take that break. So that will also help us with that process of, like I said, of getting it ready for Farm 3. So that's where we are as far as the actual channel itself goes. Shameless plug for my second channel really quick. I do have a second channel that is not Farming Simulator related. I do not release a video every single day. Whenever I'm around and I don't have any trips or anything planned, it is normally a video every other day or every 2 days, something like that I release on that one. If it is something that you're interested in to see what I'm up to that's not Farming Simulator, if you like watching other games besides Farming Simulator, I highly recommend you check it out. There's a link down below. So a bit of a shameless plug for myself, but we're doing Red Dead Redemption 2 right now and Tomb Raider Underworld soon, very soon, when Halo campaign evolved, the new remake of the original Halo campaign, which I love. I grew up with that game. We'll be doing that one, right? We'll be going pretty heavy towards that when that comes out. Once that's done, we'll be pushing real heavy on the Dynasty Warriors 3 remake or remaster. Not a remake, remaster, excuse me. I'll be pushing very, very heavily on that. So if any of those games specifically interest you or have any kind of interest to you, maybe check out my other channel. There's a link down below. I would appreciate it. I think that's all I've got for the time being. Now, we've got this field pretty much fully plowed up at this point. Like I said, we need to get some lime down here on this field. Well, my guess is we need some lime. I guess I can go in here and take a peek. There's going to be parts of it that definitely need lime because remember we screwed it up last time, and I'm not going to screw it up anymore. I'm making sure I'm triple checking, quadruple checking everything as we move forward here. I went to the wrong setting here. Yeah, we need nitrogen. pH isn't terrible actually. It's not terrible. But we definitely need nitrogen. I thought there might be some nitrogen in the field here based off of that green rye, but it looks like there really wasn't. So a bit of a waste to an extent there, but it also gave us something to put into the field during the winter months, right? Which otherwise this field would have just been kind of sitting here. So it worked out. It worked out. Even though we didn't get the kind of the nitrogen that we were hoping to get, it did work out. So it's all good. It's all good. Anyway. So we're going to get the rest of this field plowed up. We'll get some lime spread on the field itself. It's going to cost us a bit of money to do that. Whoops. Did not mean to do that. Let's see. There is this out here, which, again, would be nice to have in a flatbed standard because we could, you know, kind of chuck things around pretty quickly. But we don't really have a whole lot we're going to be making pallets with. The only thing really that we're going to be making pallets with right now is the eggs. The greenhouse we have has a pipe where you can unload, you know, directly into a trailer, you know, a grain trailer, right? So not really, I don't think, necessary for us right now, even though that deal is phenomenal. I don't really think it's something we need right now, and I think I'll just hold off on that for the time being. Otherwise, there is a sunflower and a corn header, but not really something, at least currently, that we're really going to need. And then a cultivator. Again, we've got this plow. We don't really need that either. So nothing really on the used market for us, unfortunately. But Yeah. April, I don't think there's going to be much else for us to sell. The peas are May, which we kind of knew, and it might change again, knowing the way that things have been going here. Crustu's caused issues all across the globe, evidently, with his pea sales. If you don't know what I'm talking about, his island preservation, he sold a bunch of peas, and my island preservation series, I've got some peas in that to sell as well, and the price is continuing to change. Then it says the next month's going to be best, and then all of a sudden it moves to a completely different month. It's super weird. I don't really know what's going on there, but, you know, whatever. Chickens are fine on food for the time being, so yeah, things are about as good as we could possibly be, all things considered. And then next month, as I mentioned, it's going to be very, very busy, because not only will we be putting Field 43 that we're currently plowing up with Millet, but we'll also be doing it in Field 26 as well. Now, Field 26 should already have the pH value done, except for the small little area that I screwed up on. Once again, not turning or double checking, triple checking, quadruple checking to make sure the automatic application rate is turned on. So we were just putting on a very, very thin layer of pH, and you can't go over it again, unfortunately, so it is what it is. Yeah, I've rambled on for 21 and some odd minutes here, 21 and some odd seconds here, I guess I should say. 21 minutes and some odd seconds, that's how I should have worded it. Anyway, I've rambled on for a while. That's really the point I'm trying to get at. Let's get the rest of this field plowed up. It'll take a few seconds. We'll get the lime down on this field, and then we'll take a look at some contracts. Okay, that is all done. So these fields are in a good spot. So let's take a look at contracts here and see what choices we have to choose from. We've got a baling one for 3,901. That's pretty good. There's also another baling down there, but it's a very, very small amount. Deadwood is a decent price, but they normally are. Fertilizing, yeah, that's not terrible. We've got a fertilizer spreader. Could we use our own? We have some fertilizer. We've got liquid fertilizer too, as a matter of fact, so I guess we could use either one of those, but I think I said I wanted to use the liquid fertilizer, excuse me, on our own fields, just based off the fact that, you know, the solid fertilizer is a little bit cheaper, and I can change the spread down to the lowest amount, right? There's 2 hoeing contracts, which are decent. The stone picking, we know, is there's already an issue, so we can't do that. Ooh, that is a very, very large weeding contract, but it is utilizing a tractor that we don't really necessarily love, but it is a good amount of money, though. 5,100 and then just 640 for leasing, a decrease of 640 off of that for leasing. And there is a secondary one out here as well. What do we do for contracts? We can do 3, right? That's the rules. We're only allowed to do 3 per month. No matter how many episodes we do in a month, it's still 3 per month. The hoeing one sounds pretty good, but then the weeding one is good too. That 5,100 is nice, right? This is $1,000 away from that. So really, we'd only make, in essence, $3,711 basically off of this one. I think we have to kind of do the weeding one here, gang. I don't think there's a way to go around it. I mean, this is such a good price. We're getting such good money off of this. All right, we're borrowing that one, and we might as well do the other weeding one while we're at it. At least this is the larger of the two Mercedes-Benz, so it's not, you know, as bad as it could be, I guess. So the first one, they're both right next to each other, which is also a bonus for this, right? That's also a bonus that they're so close together. I don't know which one to do first here. I guess we'll just follow this track up and go to 71, I guess. And then over to 61 from there. Now 71 should take us a matter of seconds with the size of this weeder here. Yeah, so that'll be 2 contracts down, and this will be, realistically, this is going to be a solid $5,000 in the bank account, which is really needed, honestly. It's really going to be helpful to have that in the bank account. And then we can do one more, and then I guess it really just depends on what we want to do for the last one. There's a couple options out there for us. You know, for me personally, I don't think I'd want to do anything else where I'd have to borrow something. I think it would have to be something that we can do without borrowing, because I don't want to spend any more money borrowing, although the bale wrapping's not terrible. Unfortunately, we can't use this bale wrapper to wrap our own grass bales that we just had. I would love to be able to do that, but unfortunately, it does not allow you to do it unless you're doing a contract. You can't really do anything else with these leasing items here. Yeah, it might end up being, just depends, I guess, on the time here of the episode, but it might end up being another Deadwood one. I know we do those a lot, but they're just such easy contracts, and they're easy money. And honestly, each one we do of those, it really kind of offsets or pays for, at least at current, it pays for the loan plus a little bit of extra, which is nice, right? So it's nice to do that one just based off of the speed, or I guess I could call it the vector of the price that we get, the amount of money we get off the contract, and how long it takes us, right? The time and the quality of the amount of money that we get from it. It's almost a no-brainer to go with those. So we'll see, though. I don't know for sure, but right now that's what I'm kind of leaning towards, is doing the Deadwood, but I guess we'll find out. So we've got to get both of these fields done. I cannot talk today. I haven't had a single thing to drink today, I promise you, not one bit. Anyway, let's get these fields done. Again, this 71 should take a matter of seconds. The other one is going to take a little while, so I don't like doing time lapses back to back like this, but you know, it is what it is. That's where we're at. Let's get it done. Alright, we are almost done with this field here, gang. Just a few more seconds and we will hit that 100% mark, which was what we want to see. One more turn here, just this little bit right here, and we're going to hit it. And then we'll be able to turn these in, and then it'll be good money. Perfect. I guess we might as well look and see if another weeding contract has popped up. I bet it hasn't, but we might as well take a peek, because if it is, we may as well go ahead and do it since we're already leasing this. It has not. More fertilizing came out, along with hoeing. No, there was only two. There was already two, and hoeing wasn't there. So just another two more fertilizing contracts popped out. Okay. All right. Well, let's go ahead and turn this in. Then let's get the money for these. That gets us up to 46,107, which is great. So we have one more contract we can do. I kind of feel like the fertilizing one is the play here. I can do my own fertilizing on this. We can turn it down, and I'll make sure I turn it back up when we're done, and make some pretty quick money here off this. So let's go ahead and accept this contract, and it's right next to where we are, which is even better, right? So let's accept it from Daggerwin there. And we need to unload the lime here and pick up some fertilizer that we already have over there on the side. So I'm going to unload it over here just to make sure we don't have any issues with loading and unloading. Don't want to get them mixed together or anything like that. I've done that before and it's been a disaster. So let's turn this on to the deactivate the automatic and turn it all the way down to 18. It is perfect. All right, turn that off. I'll make sure I set myself back up to turn this back on to automatic application rate after it's done. We are not going to be making. I guess I can't say this because it probably will happen, but I'm doing everything I can to make sure this never happens again. And when I say this, I mean the issues of not putting down the right kind of fertilizer, right? So, or the right level of fertilizer, I should say. So, now with the 18 kg per hectare, it shouldn't really take a whole lot of this fertilizer out of here. We should be able to do this field easily with the amount we have in here. We should still have plenty left over, as a matter of fact. I forgot to turn the headlands off on my 32 field, didn't I? Well, it's actually... Did we put anything in there? I think we did, didn't we? No, that's not my field. Never mind. We're good. Hey, it says it is, actually. I don't know. Maybe I forgot to turn the headland... not the headland. The, tram lines off on that one field. It kind of... It appears like I did, unfortunately, but it is what it is, I guess. There's nothing I can do about it now. I can't really turn them off now at this point. I don't see them in there, though. Even though it says they're there, I don't see them in there. They're not there. Weird. I don't know. Looks like we do need to do another application of fertilizer there on that field, though. I thought we had that 100% fertilized, but it doesn't look like it is there. And I feel like at this point I might actually kill the crop. We made a mistake there, didn't we? Yep, we're killing the crop there. We made a mistake there on that field. I mean, the nitrogen says it's good, though. But if you look at here... No, it's fine. I was looking at something else. Clearly. I don't know. When I was in here, though, it says that it's not... It's like a light blue. See that? Well, I don't know. I'm not going to worry about it. We're already at 51% here, so this should only take a few more seconds, and we will have this all taken care of, and this will be a nice little $3,000 payday for us too. And we're really not spending that much fertilizer here. We're not spreading that much out here with the 18. Or well, why are we at 37 now? It should be at 18 the entire time. Why are we at 37? No, I don't know. I must have turned it up accidentally somehow. It's alright. We still didn't spend that much. Even with turning that up to 37 for a brief period of time, we didn't use that much. It's fine. This field needs to be sprayed or weeded or hoed. There's a lot of them in here. Alright, we are almost done. This pass, maybe one more, it ought to do it. Now, we will be jumping to June next month. As I mentioned, we're going to be putting millet in 2 fields. I'm excited about that. We have not done that. I've never done the crop millet ever in my life. So I'm excited to do that. I think that's going to be exciting to see, and that's really the reason why I said at the beginning here that I wanted to utilize a lot of the different types of crops that this field offer, or this map offers, should I say, that are not technically base game crops. So I'm happy that we're getting to do so. It's a little interesting to me that, you know, Farming Simulator has had giants, I guess in this instance, have had the opportunity to be able to add things like this to the game, and they still haven't done it. They're just slowly adding more and more crops as they move along, but they've already got modders who have already pretty much done the effort for them, and they still haven't incorporated it, which is weird, but what do I know? Anyway, we are going to leave the episode at that point. I hope you enjoyed it, gang. If you did, make sure you smash the like, subscribe button in the case you've yet to do so. They are absolutely the best and easiest way to help me and the channel out. Thanks to my members for all their continued support. If you want to become a member, you do get early access to videos like this one. There's a link down below. Make sure you check that out. As I always said earlier on, check out the second channel, check out the Discord. Thanks for watching as always, and we'll see you next time.